Y'all see what's on the screen right now. It's a given, knowing the history I have with this game, that I have to get a review on this, you know? But I already have conjured up a lot of things that I want to say about this, but we'll just wait till the video stops.
This guy's not gonna be easy to take down.
Here we go. This is what we all been waiting for, man.
Thanks for pushing me to my limit. I trained harder because of you. Too bad for you.
Oh, he got a spin. He got two! He can spot dodge at level 3. You know, that's good to know for me. Because I know exactly how to use
Two
moves
Super
like that.
Saiyan 4s, huh? This should be fun. Finally a challenge. This is where the fight ends. Ultra Big Bang Kamehameha! This is the power of Super Saiyan 4.
April 22nd, only 3 days away. Be expecting a video on that too. I will be playing the character. Yeah, but now it's time to really talk about it, you know? I'm not gonna lie, I actually did manage to catch a bit of it long before I even stepped behind the mic right now, but I was actually outside when this shit had been uploaded. I was doing some errands and stuff, so also I should have mentioned this beforehand, but you know, congrats to Hikari for winning. And Goichi, man, he's a monster, dude. Like, bro, this is what I be telling people, man. And not to discredit anybody who's running the show now, because God knows, like, me stepping in and stuff, you know, I'm basically playing like an old washed up old man and stuff, you know. But you know, there's just something special, you know, when it comes to a player like Goichi that's able to step away, lab out a bit, and then like he starts to cook like, you know, the legends of today and shit, you know, like, bro, he just played insane, you know. Especially, what was his name, like KJ or something, bro. It was not even fair, man. You guys should have just seen the way Goichi played. And if you did catch the stream and stuff of the battle hour fights, oh my god, dude. After all these years, Goichi still has it, you know. He truly deserves to be called a god of Dragon Ball FighterZ, you know. And I don't think anybody really can argue against that, even if he didn't take first place, you know. But watching that, man, is what helped me like get good myself as a player in Dragon Ball. It definitely, the first 2 years, the first 2 seasons, to quote Hook, I forgot exactly specifically what he said, but I'm gonna put it in my own terms. Like, that shit was just magical, dude. Like, there's probably never been another experience like that aside from like my own, when it came to like coming out to locals for Street Fighter 6 for the first year. It was just something different, man. That's all I gotta say. But you know, going back to DAIMA, right? Because there's actually a few things I kind of want to point out that, for the most part, is to make fun of. Because of the fact that it's to be expected that some of these assets that are going to be used on Goku are probably going to be reused. And reused assets they were, but what you guys may slip past by if you're not really keen with the eyes is they actually took a few moves from multiple different characters, you know? I'm going to point out a few. I have it slowed down just so I can point them out and show you guys. So those two first moves look pretty much new to me and stuff. There's the 2M that every Goku has and stuff, you know? And then that's Gohan's final hit of his auto combo and stuff, right? That's adult Gohan's, mind you. So, already reused Acid 1, aside from 2MK. That looks like a lariat that Bardock has. There's Baby Vegeta's spin. And then this one right here, I can't tell if it's just what the other the other Gokus have this kind of hammer spike hitting JH, right? But Bardock, every Goku has one, right? But Bardock also has one too. And I don't think they needed to even use Bardock. They all work pretty much the same, you know? And that knee kick right there, that was the second hit of Android 17's auto combo too. That's new. Also another thing too, pointing that out, look at this super dash, right? It looks so fucking funny on him because it looks like the T-pose, right? But it's actually Nappa's super dash, which I don't know why they picked that one to reuse for Goku. They literally could have used one from the other Sans or Gokus, you know, but they picked Nappa for some reason. I don't know what that is. It just looks so unnatural for Goku. And this shit right here, he can spot dodge like supers and stuff, you know. That to me is like, god damn. This is just a punch to Android 16's level 3 and explosion animation. Nothing too crazy, you know. It's obviously going to look okay or good to general game standards, but with this game, it's like every other super's like doing some crazy flashy explosion like that. So it's not anything that we haven't seen as far as Dragon Ball FighterZ goes, you know? But of course it doesn't look bad, is what I'm trying to say. But then again, everything about this game doesn't look bad on the visual sense. Charge, I couldn't even tell you if that's a heavy punch, or I'm starting to say heavy punch, but a 5H, right? Heavy button is what I should say. I have a Street Fighter brain right now. And then there's level 3. Check it out. And then he can add 2 bars. I already know this is a level 5 follow-up. Which they reused the Kamehameha from, I think, Gogeta. Because it looks like his. I could be wrong, though. So, you know, it's to be expected that they cut corners to make this character. It in this kind of way, I didn't think, I don't know. Some of it did feel really cheap, honestly. Like this right here. It just looks so weird on him, dude. He doesn't at all look like a character that, you know, you could just tell, you know. You could just tell even without me slowing down everything and pointing it out one by one. Like, you could just see, you know. Like, look at it in full, like, speed, right? He just feels I mean, I can't say how he feels because he hasn't released it, but he just looks cheap, you know, to make, which he literally was made cheaply. So it's not like I can get too excited for a character like this because, you know, everything's just kind of in your face about how they made him, which was by just reusing what everyone else has, which understandably, you know, I also understand why that's the case, because there's pretty much no reason to invest much into making a whole brand new character, which is why they chose DAIMA for Goku. I'm not mad about it, but at the same time, you know, I know what the product that we're getting is, you know, and he's not for sale also, like he's free. So you know, like he's definitely not you can't complain much there, you know. But I know a lot of people were expecting something like a new announcement for a new Dragon Ball FighterZ, which you should already know that's not happening, especially with Tokon coming out. And yeah, Tokon is pretty much what everybody from this game is gonna hop on, especially since they actually fixed a few things since the last beta. I was worried because I did manage to play the last beta, and I wasn't feeling it all the way, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But they did manage to fix a lot that everybody has been talking about. And as far as Dragon Ball goes, I'll play just to try them out. I might even get a few videos uploaded on the channel, but it won't be anything crazy, you know. I'll treat it as like a side piece of content to keep things in variety, you know. 6 is pretty much still going to be the thing going on with me, even though I can't lie, if they made a Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, I would drop Street Fighter 6 in a heartbeat. And I love Street Fighter as a franchise, you know, as goofy as it can be at times, especially with the lore and cousin fucking and how balance worked in that game and how they choose to balance it. But Dragon Ball, man, and Attack Fighter, this game right here is everything to me, you know. But I made that decision a long time ago to let this game go, man, and pick it back up in the same way I did back then will probably never ever happen again. Despite from time to time me liking to get a few games for once in a while, but damn, I definitely drained my soul playing the shit out of this game. I loved it too much. Yo, that's crazy to say, man. But Dragon Ball, dude. Who knows if Tokon will come and save the world of these Dragon Ball Fighter players, myself included. I don't give a shit about 2X. Invincible, I don't hate Invincible, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even finish all the way through season 2. It's just not that, it doesn't pull me in the same way, you know. And even with the game, like, it's just it just exists, you know. I don't know what it is. But it's just something about Invincible as a franchise, as an IP, that's just like, it's there, you know. It's not something that pulls me in and gets me hyped to see, you know. And there's not really anything too bad I can say about it. But yeah, that's just where I stand on it, you know. What else is coming out too? I can't even think. Aside from Tokon, but Avatar for one. I've heard it. The game was actually pretty good, and visually, like it looks appealing to what I typically like. I've heard some people say it kind of looks like a Flash game, but to me, I think it looks fine. And I do like Avatar as an IP. I haven't got a chance to play the beta, but I might actually give that game a shot. And of course, 6 is pretty much going to be a staple on this channel, especially since that's what's getting my channel to like boom and stuff for the size and rate that I'm going at right now. So shout outs to everybody that stopped by because of it. I just would have never thought that 6 would be the beginning of something like that. But I am starting to get a lot more into it now. I'm not going to lie. Especially with the content side of it. Like, I'm finally starting to find something that I can just wing with, There's a lot of things I have planned out. And somebody had mentioned and reminded me actually about making a 6 Ken guide for that, which I'm in the workshops for that, like I said, but I'm not gonna lie, since the guide is not really something I'm that too good at doing as far as like content, so I'm still trying to like find the way that I'm gonna go about it, but I'm pretty confident I could do it given enough careful time and effort. And I know a lot of you guys that play Ken out there will really like it, if you are in the Street Fighter 6 space. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on that after I end things here and go out and do some other things despite the time and stuff. I might not even go out and do... There's one thing I need to do, actually, but I'll get around to it all. We'll see what I start with, but as far as this video goes, I'm going to end things off right here. I appreciate everybody for coming around and stuff. Be expecting a video on this in 3 days, or maybe even a stream. Who knows? Streaming is not really my thing, but maybe for the one time, depending on what day it is, I might get in one in the late afternoon. So stick around for some of that, right? But it's time to end things right here. This is Infinite 47, and I'll be seeing y'all around. Peace.